Yeah, this is Spaceman. So these are both the participants, and they're right to a good start, guys. We've called the first match right away. Both participants have jumped in immediately. The match is actually already started over here. Secluded and Squish Squish kind of sitting back, waiting for Kodo and Spaceman, which is Hikagi. It's an interesting tactic, and they're both kind of giving them respect that they deserve. I don't know who Squish
It
Squish
is.
I don't know who Squish Squish and Secluded Legend is, but I'm very curious to see how they do against Kodo and Spaceman. They're both veterans of my 2v2s and 1v1 scene, so I'm very curious to see how they do against them and how they deal with the map mechanic. It does look like the map mechanic is going to be engaged. Nice job by the blue team over there, secluding up onto Squish Squish over there. He actually got separated from his team. Nice burning damage on him. He does have the glint heal, but he's not going to be able to get it in time, or will he? He's got to at least prepare it over here. He does get it off just in the nick of time. Nice glint heal. Elite trying to get the counter pressure down, but he's just too close. Nice pressure coming out from Spaceman. Squish Squish is on the run. Red team is fairly separated very, very hard, and this gives blue team the advantage again. Every second that they get that 2v1 is very crucial and puts a lot of pressure onto Squish, forcing him to use a lot of utility. And that's blue team that gets the quick win on that one. Let's take a quick look at that replay if we can catch it in time. But you can see in majority of that fight, you can see Spacepen and or Hikagi and Kodo kind of sticking together as much as they can, trying to create that seclusion, trying to separate the two as much as they can, and they were using that tier to their perfect advantage. Really good job coming out from the blue team. They're trying to finish him off over here. He's doing a valiant effort. We got the map mechanic about to come in. I'll back out so you guys can kind of see it. And it's a good advantage for everybody to kind of take a good look at it. You can see the AoE is encroaching on the area. We have a solid AoE on the center. And there is no healing and no stealth that is allowed after the timer has been hit. And this AoE does about 5 to 7k damage per tick. So it forces the match to end no matter what. And if you decide to come in with a very bunky class that only has one source of damage, this is something you have to consider because most teams will notice that. And only having one real big damage dealer, it's kind of easy to avoid and mitigate. Wait for the map mechanic and then put your burst down when the healer can't really do much. He gets kind of negated and canceled out. So this is something you have to consider if you're trying to bring in that bunky class. So here we go with the game 2, Secluded Legend. Let's take a quick look at his build over here. Deadly Arts, Acrobatics, and Trickery. He's got Sword, Dagger with Short Bow, Rune of the Strength with Marauder. Let's take a quick look at Squish Squish. He's running Invocation, Devastation, and Herald. Staff, Sword, Sword. Running with Strength and Demolisher, your classic Herald. We got Kodo probably running the same. No, he's running actually Mace Axe with Sword, Shield. Running Nightmare with Sage Amulet, Corruption, Retribution, and Herald. Your Condi Rev, and we got Spacepen, who's run a lot of Firebrands in the past, very, very proficient with it. Firebrand, Valor, and Honor. He's got Staff with Mace Focus, running with Flock and Mender. Flock, very interesting, he's running with Flock. And here we go now. I'm not very curious again. Red team is separated again. Blue team's trying to take the initiative. Good job coming out from the Revenant. Trying to bait that he was soloing him, but he poured it right back in for the damage. But Squish Squish is in a little bit of trouble. Let's take a look at his cooldowns. He has popped his heal. But there you go again. Secluded is very far away for the support. Just getting too much pressure down onto him. Nice, a little bit of counter pressure onto Kodo, but it's just not enough. And that's Secluded that goes down, or Squish Squish that ends up going down for the big pressure. And Secluded as a thief, he can't really stand in the pocket too long. He's really squishy himself, and he can't really counter pressure. He can't really sustain for a squish. So, or a lot of the pressure goes down on Squish and his kite ability and his ability to mitigate these clutch burst moves coming out from him. So we're going to take a look at the next match coming up, guys. Who is this next match that we got? I think we're going to be buying all the way to the end here. It's actually going to be Mike and Isaac. It's actually going to be us, Kodo and Space again. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing, guys. Next match is actually going to be Kodo versus Mike and Isaac. I believe Isaac is here. And it's unfortunate that Kodo and Space have to go 2 times in a row, but that's just the way, those are the breaks, man. That's just the way she functions. Hey, thank you so much for that, man. Woot woot. Thank you, Lands of Law, of LOS, or Lost. Lands of Lost. Thank you so much for the follow, man. I really do appreciate that. I believe Sizik is here. Yeah, there he is. So we're going to take a quick look at Sizik build, and I'll show you my build. I'm running a Mimi Scrapper. Staff with Dagger Focus, Forge with Deadshot. Interesting. He's got Fire Arcane with Weaver. I'm going to enter into his team. I'm running a very Mimi build. I wasn't supposed to enter into this. Paladin with the Rune of the Mesmer. Hammer with Absorption and Savagery. I got over here Inventions, Tools, and Scrappers. Let's start this bad boy up. This is something I've been theory crafting with. It's just kind of like a perma CC dazed unlock kind of build that I'm working on. There's a lot of synergy that I'm trying to create with it. And like I say, I always try to enter myself into the tourney in case there's a team that wants to enter or there's someone that, there's a couple last minute signups. I always have an extra slot open. But this one I was able to fill most of them. I don't know who I want to go for. The Revenant is Condi, and I'm very susceptible to Condi. But you know what? Let's do this for a quick second here. Uh-oh. We're going to have to go up there, Sizik. I'm going to try to get him in the double CC stun over here. There's just so much shit going on. There's just too much to say. I can't do fuck off. Like hitting him with a wet noodle, man. Come on now. We got close at one point, but not close enough. I'm dead. Valiant effort, Michael. Valiant effort. But Kodo and Space Pen are both very strong. These are guys I'm expecting in the semifinals, which they're probably going to go to over here. There's not much I can do against them. Just really good sustain, really good teamwork coming out of both of them. Let's take a quick look. Then Sizik ends up going down. This is game one. So far, nothing. Everything's been kind of lackluster. Time is a Leaf, and Jake's team is going to be the next match coming up after this series. Time is a Leaf. I don't know who that is. Let's take a quick look. Time is a Leaf. That's Demonoid and Lord of Failure. Ooh, that's a very, very, very strong team. So I'm curious to see where they go. And Jake is very strong. And he didn't tell me, I didn't have enough time to see who his partner was, but I'm curious to see who he brings with him. Jake usually rolls with some strong dudes. And Demonoid and Lord of Failure both are very strong guys. So I'm curious to see where this 2v2 ends up. So here we go again into game two. This is going to be tough. It's hard to fight them in the pocket. Let's try to kite around, see if we can bait them down to come into the lower sections. See if we can separate them a bit. But like I said, they're both very experienced, both very strong. And Spacepen's one of the guys I've been watching since the beginning. He's been joining my tournaments since the beginning of when I started doing them way back when, like maybe a year ago. Oh, he stunned me. This is not looking good. A lot of AoE damage. Look at this damage coming from him. Running around here like a chicken with my head cut off. Oh god, that was terrible. That was even more difficult to watch on my end. Alright guys, let's go back to the action faction over here. We're moving on to Time is a Leaf versus Jake team. We're getting to some serious fights now. Condi Rev is an OP. Time is a Leaf versus Jake's team. So that's going to be our next match. I'm going to set up those brackets for Kodo. Kodo moving into the semifinals already, and I expect no less from them. They're very, very strong in the 1v1s and in the 2v2 scenes. I've seen them multiple times. And this is another reason why I like recording these and keeping these on log, because like I said, Teapot's big tourney is coming up in June. So if you're looking for teammates, guys who are strong solo, for like side noters, or guys who are good in team fights for 2v2s or things of that nature, you can kind of go through these videos and kind of like scout who you want. So here we have Healer and Lord of Failure. This is Demonoid. He's running on Valor, Honor, and Virtues. Ooh, very interesting build here. He's got Mace, Staff, Mace Shield, excuse me, staff with the Duena and Healer. And let's take a quick look at Lord of Failure. He's running your classic Hollow, Tools Hollow. He's running Rifle over here with Leadership and a Demolisher. Now, who's Jake running with over here? We the boys. Ooh, interesting. The match is about to start. Achilles, which is very strong. He's running on Firebrand. Let's take a quick peek at what he's running. Mace Shield with Staff. He's running more support. Menders with Honor, Valor, and Firebrand. Let's take a quick look at Merp. Is he running Cobby? No, Invocation Devastation, so it looks like Sword, Staff. And he's running with Strength. He knows there's not too much Connie coming out of them, so he doesn't have to worry about the resistance. He's just going for the big, big, big damage. Good job over here. Healer's in a little bit of trouble. Nice damage coming out from Merp on this one. Blue team's trying to re-sustain over here. Red team's trying to re-sustain. Separating them a bit. We the boys is in the back, but Merp seems like he's, yeah, definitely DCing over here. A definite DC. Yeah, let me end here. I'm going to restart that, guys. I'm going to give Merp a second or two to reconnect. Or in that interim, I'll kind of solicit you guys. So if you kind of like this stuff, or you like 1v1s, you like 2v2s, or if maybe even Fashion Wars is your thing, you check out my highlights videos. We do a lot of them. We do events every single day. We do World v World as well. Fashion Wars on Monday, 1v1 on Wednesdays, 2v2s is Saturday, Thursdays and Sundays, and Fridays there's World v World. And then on Tuesdays, we do Viewer's Choice or some ranked stuff of that nature. Things to just kind of get to know the chat. So thanks again, guys, for joining me. I really do appreciate it. So we are ready. Merp the Revenant is back. DDoS confirmed. Yes, I'm a hacker and that shit thing. A little bit of shit talk is fine. I always like a little bit of shit talk as long as it doesn't get too out of control. So we got the Revenant trying to look for the engage first. You're probably going to see Merp going in for the hard engage, trying to get him to force. There you go already. Hard engage, trying to get him to force. A couple cooldowns. Nice burst coming out from Lord of Failure over here. Really catching Merp, forcing him on the cooldown over here. He's in big trouble. He's in a bad spot. He doesn't have his cooldown, his heal to him. Now, we the boys who finally reconvenes with him or gathers up with his partner and starts to heal him up a bit. The Lord of Failure and Healer are trying to look for their second engage. Being a little patient here. I would have smelled blood over there. I would have gone a little harder, especially noticing that he used his heal. I could have hard pressured him, especially considering that We the Boys doesn't have any much DPS coming out of him. No, actually Merp goes down. They're not quick enough on the cleave. Oh my goodness, really fast-paced action. I wasn't even able to keep up. But Lord of Failure is really keeping the pressure on Merp, not even giving him a moment of opportunity to turn around and counter pressure. He tries to get the Glint Elite. Ooh, nice job coming out from Merp the Revenant. Counter pressure coming out from Lord of Failures, but it's just not going to be enough. Let's take a quick look at that replay, guys. That was one of the more exciting fights that we've had so far, and I knew this one was going to be good. A lot of back and forth coming back from both of those teams. The first two matches being slow kind of threw me off on the shoutcasting. Got a little stumbling on my words on that one. Really good job coming out of both these guys. A lot of counter pressure coming out from Lord of Failure. From Merp after Lord of Failure was kind of dogging him most of the match there. He finally got his bearings, found his groove, and just was able to turn and burn on him. Nice engage coming from the red team at the beginning. As we saw, Merp was trying to get him to use a couple cooldowns, but he ended up getting caught, and We the Boys didn't have any way of really closing in on the gap. As he's not running staff, he's not running sword. He does have merciful intervention, but that's kind of something you want to use in really in a no-shit kind of situation. You don't want to burn it too quickly. It's only a 32-second cooldown, but still, yeah, he doesn't have sword for the quick port. It's pretty much merciful intervention is the only way for him to close the gap and kind of reconvene with his partner. So here we go again, and I think they're going to give him a little more respect, at least Lord of Failure. And Healer has got to be really quick on the heals, really quick on the ages, and make sure not to get burnt down like that, especially when they're really close. Again, Merp pays the price for going in hard on him. Let's take a quick look at his cooldowns. There's our heals already been used. Nice big prime light beam. They got to keep focus onto Merp now. The heals already been used. Looks like they're counter pressuring back onto the Firebrand. I wouldn't give Merp any chance, and good job by Lord of Failure, really keeping focus. He gets the Signet res on him. That was massive. He wasn't being completely complacent, not staying on the firebrand, not noticing the animation from the Signet. Big burst. This could be a change of momentum coming out for the blue team over here. Can they pull it off over here? Merp again under pressure. A heavy fire from Lord of Failure, trailing him really hard. Good CC coming out from the firebrand on the blue team. Now blue team is really low. Healer is doing a good job of keeping red team up. I wonder what Healer... Let's take a quick look at Healer's rune. He is running Demolisher, so he does have a lot of sustain. Sorry, guys, for being under there. It really cucks me a little bit. Now, let's take a look at We the Boys on his CC. Oof. He's only into his offensive tombs. All tombs and mantras are gone. He's in big trouble. Lord of Failure knows it. They're going in for the kill. Merp has no way of cleaving off this. He tries for the staff. It's a no avail. He actually does get them both off on the staff, but they're still sitting really high in health, so I don't think it's going to be able to do it. This is a good match so far, guys. Woot, woot. Going into a game 3, Merp does end up going down. Really, really good action coming out of both of these opponents. And again, Merp gets cucked on that engage at the beginning, really setting the tone for that whole entire fight. Just constantly keeping the pressure onto Merp, not giving him any quarter and not giving him any breathing room. And like I said, really cucking himself at the beginning a little bit. And Lord of Failure and Healer are taking huge advantage of that window of opportunity. So let's see what he does here. Let's see if he's a little more cautious on his engage on this one, or he thinks of a different strategy here. Healer and Lord of Failure have been sticking really tight. Lord of Failure has been getting his burst down really, really, really strong. And he's a competitor in my 1v1s. He always gets to the semifinals, always very impressive. And Demonoid as well, another veteran of my 1v1, 2v2 tournaments. Not so much in the 2v2s, more so in the 1v1s, but always a pleasure. And to have these two guys duo together is quite the treat. As we can see here today, guys, very, very entertaining fight coming out of both of these, all 4 of these gentlemen here. I appreciate you guys coming out today. So here we go into game 3. Make it or break it. A lot of pressure on both of them. There's no room for error. Oh, again, We the Boys. They've actually changed their target onto We the Boys. Great mind games coming out from red team, but will it succeed? We the Boys is going really low. Let's take another look at his cooldowns. He's really being very patient. He's still got his 2 mantras available to him. He's got, 2 tombs available to him. A lot of pressure now coming down onto him. He's got to be careful. He can't get too complacent. Lord of Failure smells blood. Once he starts to get really low, the firebrand doesn't have any much. Ooh, good counter pressure coming out again, and now they focus target onto Merp. Blue team is really on the run over here, not really able to get anything down. I think Demonoid has really found his groove in this one, keeping good sustain, getting caught at the beginning. Nice pushback, almost separating the two. Lord of Failure does fall down, getting big pressure. Demonoid closing the gap very quickly. We the Boys actually get separated from Merp, but they quickly re-engage it back into it. Tries to get the Shackling Wave, doesn't get it. Photon Wall up. Field of Absorption coming from We the Boys, but he separates even for that moment. That 2 seconds or 3 second moment of separation. Red team took full advantage, completely dumped it right onto Merp. Let's take another look at that replay, guys. That was very, very good job. As you can see here, they're kind of both, all 4 of them are engaged. You can see the We the Boys kind of separates just a little bit, and just in that slight moment of not being able to sustain him with the heals and the Aegis and the stability, they took full advantage and completely cleaved him down. Good job coming out from Demonoid and from Merp, both sides. Very, very impressive fight. So now, next up, we have a Why Not and SAD, Sad F. Sad Fad. So next match coming up, guys, is going to be Why Not versus Sad Fad. That was a really, really, really good match. Probably my favorite so far of the tournament. And that was Time Is Leaf taking that in a game 3. Really stunning performance out of all 4 of those gentlemen. Oof, I love seeing these matches, guys. So it was really, really fun to watch and inspiring, too. Ooh, Floor God. I haven't seen him in a long time. Ooh. Have I? Let me see. Just make sure. No, it's Bountiful. Yeah, okay. I just haven't seen him on Guardian in a long time. Ooh, and that's Deuce and Alex on the other side. They're always in the Discord with me. Let's take a look at what Alex is running. Sword. Yeah, he's going for the Power Revenant. Excuse me, staff with Leadership and Demolisher. He's running Invocation, Devastation, and Herald. Oh, Deuce on Mesmer over here. He's going with Chronomancer, Dueling, and Illusions. He's running Wizard Amulet with Elementalist, Scepter, Torch, and Scepter Pistol. Floor God is still waiting for his teammate. I wasn't sure who his teammate was going to be. He's running over here Staff. Very interesting build over here. This looks like a burning build. Looks like a burn. I'm not sure. More interesting to see. I'm going to watch him. He's very, very, very strong. always really entertaining to watch. Gets very far in these competitions, so I'm curious to see how this turns out. He's running here staff, as I mentioned, with Sword Focus, Flame Legion, and Marauder's Amulet, Valor, Virtues, and Radiance. Very interesting build he's got over here. Now Gamer has just entered. Is that a Gamer? I don't know who that is. Let's take a quick look. Faux Shizzle, another very, very strong competitor here. He's running Great Sword with Sword Focus, running Infiltration and Marauder, dueling Domination and Mirage. This is going to be an interesting fight. I'm very curious to see how this works out. Ooh, boy. I'm going to be watching Gamer or Floor God for the first match, and then I'm going to be switching over to the red team, and we're going to be taking a little bit of look at their plays and how they like to cycle through their combos. So right now we're going to be focusing on A Gamer. Nice job trying to get the big pull on him over here. Sorry guys, when we come under here it gets a little hectic because of the angle from that little tier up there. Trying to keep the heavy pressure onto him. Inbred's in a little bit of trouble. Let's take a quick look at him. He does have his evade. He's just used it. He's in big trouble. He's not able to get out of Shiro just yet. Or he's able to, but he's not switching. Maybe he doesn't have his heal. He's under a lot of pressure. Deucen's not going to be able to peel for him. Be able to get that quick cleave onto him, getting him down very, very quickly. Good job coming out of the blue team, Floor God and Gamer. Very, very dominant duo. Here we go into game 2, Floor God and Gamer. Let's see with help and Inbred, see what they change. If they make any changes. You don't necessarily have to make a major change to your build, just making slight changes to your tactics and the way you approach and trying to bait your opponent. These things all make a massive difference. And even like we saw with the last round, where they always focused on Merp, and then at the last second, last match, they actually end up turning all their pressure onto the Guardian, forcing him to kind of kite away, leaving Merp to his own devices. So here we go into game 2. That's going to watch Help with Turn Up, or Help will turn up soon. Going in for the stealth quickly. Massing Invis. Trying to get the big damage onto him. Looks like they're trying to focus onto Floor God. Nice damage coming onto Floor God over here. He's trying to resustain. He does so quickly. But he has that. Getting the Help will turn up soon. I believe that was the burnings that got him. I'm not entirely sure. But that was help. He's trying to get the revs over here. Very, very close to that res. But nice CC on the down body. They get the double cleave. And that's going to be Gamer and Floor God moving on into the semifinals. Next up is going to be Cute Symbols versus the Meme Team. Cute Symbols versus the Meme Team. I'm just not sure which team was which. Why not is Bounty. Okay. So it's Bounty that takes it with 2 game. So far the tournament has flowed really, really well. Everybody that gets called up goes up, guys. I'm really happy with that. Thanks to all the participants. It's flowing very, very nicely. And once again, man, everybody who signed up showed up. And just, it's another testament to Battlefy, man. It kind of weeds out the guys who are not very serious about it. And if they're not willing to take the time to sign up on Battlefy, they're usually not interested in fighting. Ooh, boys. Do we have a haymaker today? Do we have a haymaker today? We have EQ over here, very dominant player. He plays in a lot of ATs. I'm sure you see him in there. As soon as you see him against you, you're like, oh, fuck, here we go. Give me my gold. Let me get out of here. He's running today short bow with staff. I've seen him run this in ATs before. He's running leadership with Celestial Amulet. Very interesting. Retribution, Invocation, and Renegade. Very nice stuff coming out of EQ over here. We got Ligma Memes, another dominant player. He's running over here on Firebrand, Zeal, Honor, and Firebrand. He's got Scepter Focus with Axe Shield, Rune of the Traveler, and Sage Amulet. But they have their work cut out for them today. They have Stupid E-Girl on this side, which is Control Freak, running Mace, Axe, Sword, Shield with Grenth and Sage Amulet. We got Invocation, Corruption, and Herald. Then we got Bow User on this side, running over here with Honor, Zeal, and Firebrand. And we got over here Axe Shield with Sword Focus, running Revenant and Mender's Amulet. Sorry guys. So here we go, man. This is going to be a doozy. This is going to be a good match. It's going to be a big order for Echo Zulu and Ligma Memes over here. We see Bow User kind of sitting down over there. Stupid E-Girl trying to get the big engage. A lot of melee going everywhere. Looks like they're trying to focus on Ligma Memes. He does get the Glinda lead onto him. Nice resustain. He's starting to resupport on him. Bow User is getting a little low over here. Let's take a look at his cooldowns. Being very patient. He's got a lot of mantras. Hasn't even gone through any of his tombs. Ligma Memes is getting really low. He's into his heal tomb already. Gone through all of his mantras. Just popped his renewed focus. He's in big trouble in the red zone over here. Ikozulo's not able to peel for him. They're all over him, not giving him any quarter. They smell the blood they wanted. He's gone through all of his tombs, just burning through them as fast as he can click through his buttons. It doesn't look good over here. Echo Zulo trying to resustain. Let's take a look at Bow User. He's still gone through. He's finally gone into his tomb of healing, or his tomb of healing. He does have some mantras on him. Ligma Memes does end up going down. Echo Zulu is trying to support for him, but he's not able to. Really good job and really good solid control and patience coming out of Bobo and Stupid E-Girl putting on the good pressure. Really good job all around. Really good job all around. Sorry guys, I'm whispering someone. Wednesday's the 1v1, sir. And brackets are inside the in Discord or the Twitch chat. Speaking of which, guys, I'll post the brackets for you again inside the Twitch chat so you can follow along with us. So far, we've had some really good matches. One of the matches was really good. It was Demonoid's team there that was facing. I forgot who they were going against. I have to look at the brackets really quick. Time is Leaf versus Jake's team. Yeah, it was Demonoids versus Jake's team. That was a really good match. And this is a really good match as well. A lot of top tier dudes. We got Ligma Memes and EQ going against Bow User and Control Freak. Very, very, very dominant opponents here. I'm not sure where EQ is, but he's coming back in. Yeah, there he is. He's probably just adjusting his build. Sometimes people will be a little sneaky. What they like to do is take a quick peek at their opponents, see what they are, and then go back in. Now, for this tournament, you have to stick with your class. But let's say you choose Guardian, you can go Firebrand one round, you can go Dragon Hunter another, then you can go Core another. So you can change whatever you want about your class. It's just you cannot change your class. And you cannot class stack. So let's go back into this one more time, guys. Now there's a lot of pressure on EQ and Ligma Memes over here, but there's a big mountain to climb on this one. Bow User and Control Freak have frequently played together. Their coordination and teamwork is unparalleled over here. Good job right now from the good sustain. Now it's up to Ligma to kind of be patient over here. He's already gone into one of his tombs. He's got a lot of mantras available to him. Let's take a quick look at Bow User. Bow User's still really good, mate. He's one of the more patient. He's running full mantras on this too. It's so strong. Good pressure coming out onto Stupid E-Girl. First counter pressure, but now Ligma means them going down. I don't think Kozulu is going to be able to get that res. He tries to get the staff 5 to kind of get some counter pressure to try to cleave them off, but it's not going to be enough. And that's Control Freak and Bow User that end up taking that one in 2 games. Good job coming out from Bow User and Control Freak. Now we're going to be moving into our semifinals already, guys. Really good stuff coming out of all of these guys. Oops. Let me go back to the brackets. This is going to be Kodo versus Space Pen versus Time is a Leaf. I got to write it into the map chat. This is Time is a Leaf. I'm going to adjust those brackets. We do have a 3rd place match as well, guys, so keep that in mind. Waiting for our participants to enter. So it's 50 gold for 3rd place, guys, 100 gold for 2nd place, and 250 gold for 1st place in this tournament. It's usually 400 to 500 gold for every tournament that I do. So there's always somewhat of a little bit of reward. Let's take another quick look at Kodo. He's running over here with the Condi Rev, Mace Axe with a sword and shield, running Nightmare with Sage Amulet. He's got Corruption, Retribution, and Herald. We got Space Pen on this side running Honor, Valor and Firebrand. He's running Staff, Mace, Shield with Flock and Mender. We got Healer on the other side, running with Duena and Harrier, running Mace and Shield with Staff. He's running Valor, Honor, and Virtue's Core. He did a really good job. It took a little bit of while for Healer to kind of get into his groove, but he's found it. And Lord of Failure is very, very, very dangerous. There's a lot of stay and sustain coming out of both these teams, and Blue Team has been really dominant in this tournament so far. Nice Prime Light Beam coming out. They're trying to seclude them a little bit, but they're sticking really, really, really tight, supporting each other quite well on this one. They're trying to get that good pressure. Nice AoE drop down by Kodo, trying to get that heavy cleave onto both participants, trying to get Healer to use a lot of his mitigation. Now, Space Pen's in a little bit of trouble. Blue Team's taking a lot of damage. Lord of Failure's doing a good job of keeping that pressure onto Blue Team. Space Pen's in a little bit of trouble. He only got his offensive tomb left. All of his mantras have been consumed. Now, the red team is sitting quite high, and this is the advantage coming with Court Guard. He doesn't really have to rely too much on the mantras and all that to sustain his team. He has a lot more passive regeneration. Space Pen's in big trouble. Nice Photon Blitz from Lord of Failure. He's trying to keep the pressure onto him, and Space Pen's just trying to kite as much as he can, but he doesn't have any mantras to his name. His cooldowns on all his tombs are very low. He's just got to take advantage of the situation. Healer's got to stay close to him. Nice kiting coming out from Space Pen on this one. Just stay as far away as he can, and he's slowly but surely starting to get his mantras back. Nice pushback coming out from Healer. Nice overcharge shot. He gets the down onto him. Kodo's in big trouble. Good job by the red team just keeping that heavy pressure onto them. Looks like he's going to be able to get the down. He does. Red team's doing a magnificent job so far. Really good sustain, really good damage. This is a good combo that we got over here. And he's running Core Guard, ladies and gentlemen. Core Guard to support Healer. Really, really good stuff. He is, like I said, he doesn't rely on the mantras and the tombs too much. So once he kind of burns through those, and Lord of Failure can really put the pressure down. As you can see there, he just turns on the jets and lets it fly, man. In both of his matches, they've really found their niche over here, really taking it in full stride. Good job by both of them. Impressive performance coming out of the red team. Now let's see how Kodo and Space Pen respond to this. Both of these guys, all four of these guys have participated in multiple of my tournaments, so they're very experienced and they're veteran players. So I'm always curious to see what the adjustments are, how they adjust. They kind of get a good feel for their opponent, feel each other out, see what their range is, kind of get a good feel for when they're bursting and how they burst. So I'm curious to see what the adjustment is, what adjustments they make. Let's see if they made any changes to their build. Let's take another look at the Demonoid really quick. That was Valor, Honor, and Virtues. That's Mace, a Shield with Staff. He's running Duena and Harrier. We take a quick look at Kodo over here. Oh, this is a nice change that he's gone for. He's gone Staff, Sword with Demolisher and Rune. He was going with Condi last time. Now he's gone with Devastation, Invocation, and Herald, going for a lot more power. Let's take a look at Space Pen. Has he done the same, or has he stayed more on Sustain? Looks like he's gone. I'm not sure if he was... I think he was running Staff as Mace Shield as well, but they've gone more damage on this one, so I'm curious to see if these changes to their builds are going to make a huge difference, and this could be very advantageous, especially if they take advantage and pin snipe on one of them really, really well. Lord of Failure looks like their choice of who they're going for. Lord of Healer is doing a really good job of staying on top of him, is mitigating most of it. Nice glint to leap. Good job by Kodo, just training on him really well, sticking to him through the whole glint, but nice counter pressure coming out of Lord of Failure, trying to get that. He's going for the Signet Res. Does he get it? He does get the Signet Res. Beautiful job from Healer, really watching his teammate and watching for that. And that was good counter pressure from Lord of Failure, but doesn't look good over here. He's really getting low on cooldowns. He's going for the Renewed Focus. Lord of Failure's got to survive through the Renewed. He's not going to be able to. He's going for the Hard Res. Is he going to be able to get it? He's trying. He's getting very close, almost at 90%. He's pushing hard. He's going to get the stop over here. It's just not enough. Going into a game 3. Yeah, you are late, Enki-sama, unfortunately. Ooh, wee. That was a good fight so far. Really good adjustment coming up from Kodo and Space Pen, and now it falls into the hands of Lord of Failure and Healer. How do they adjust to this? Now they understand that Kodo and Space Pen have changed their builds, and instead of being more Condi-oriented and support-oriented, they're going more damage. So trying to put a lot of focus onto their opponents. Lord of Failure almost got really lucky on the big damage on Kodo. Kodo was going very aggressive, and the Lord of Failure turned on him pretty quickly, but wasn't able to get the down. Really good job from both of these teams. Another great game. This is our first game in the semifinals, and rightfully so, getting pushed into a game 3. take a quick look at Lord of Failure, see if they made any changes. I don't think so. Lord of Failure is a connoisseur of this build. He plays it very frequently, does a good job of it. And now the red team has a better understanding of what the other guys are running and what to expect. They flipped the script on them pretty quick on the second match. And now let's see how they do when the red team kind of has a better grasp of what's going on. Tries to get him with a nice ray of judgment, trying to keep that good pressure. AoE's right onto Lord of Failure. Healer's right on top of him, trying to get the counter pressure. Koto's in a little bit of trouble. He pops that glint heal. He has used it, so now Lord of Failure knows he has no oh shit. Good shield of absorption, nice separation. Lord of Failure actually falls, getting pushed by Koto on that one. Good job by both of the offensive partners on this team, really trying to separate the two. Good port coming out from Koto, trying to keep the pressure of the Lord of Failure. Lord of Failure cutting away really well, trying to keep the pressure back onto Space Pen as much as he can. Nice lost defense. Space Pen's in a little bit of trouble. Koto, Lord of Failure does see it. Get him in the overcharge. He does get him in the downstate. Koto's trying to peel for him, but he's not going to be able to. It looks like Healer and Lord of Failure are going to be moving on. Lord of Failure's really low, though, getting good cleave. He gets the proc on his barrier. Good job. Good sustain coming out. Koto's not giving up, though. The never say die attitude, trying to keep that heavy pressure onto him. Good job from Koto. Good sustain. He's got 30 seconds left or 35 seconds left in this map mechanic. If he's able to survive and resustain and try to get that pressure, because once that map mechanic hits, Healer's going to be... that doesn't look good. He ends up getting eliminated. Good job from Koto and good job from Space Pen. Spectacular performance from Lord and... Demonoid on this one. Really, really impressive stuff coming out of all these individuals. Another great match, guys. Woo-wee. Alright, we're going to go into our next semifinals match, which is going to be, hold on, I believe it's Control Freak versus Why Not. So Control Freak versus Why Not. So this is Cute Symbols versus Why Not. This is going to be another good match, guys. A very, very, very good match out of this one. Gamer and Floor God. These are Bountiful and Faux Shizzle. Very strong. Faux Shizzle is running that Mesmer with the Great Sword Focus, I believe. Yep. It's Infiltration with Marauder, Dueling Domination, and Mirage. And if I go a little quick on the builds, guys, I always put all these. I record all these and I put them in my highlights, so you can always go back and take a look as well. So we got Floor God running Valor, Virtues, and Radiance going pure Core Guard with the Hammer, though. Sword Focus with Rune Flame Legion and a Marauder. It was Hammer. I don't know why I said Staff, but it's actually Hammer. Really nice stuff coming out of there. Mace Axe with a Sword and Shield running Grenth and Sage. Invocation, Corruption, and Herald. Nice job over there with the CC, the Immob, with the AoE from the Revenant. Just gave me that A-Gamer just trudging forward, not giving two fucks, just hammering, face tanking most of that damage. Good CC, porting right out, but leaving a nice pressure onto Bow User over here. A-Gamer's getting a nice cleave. Floor God's got to be careful over here. Let's take a quick look at Bow User over here. He's forcing a lot of those mantras, as you can see. A lot of pressure coming out of the red team over here. Floor God's in a little bit of trouble. I believe his Renewed Focus has already been used. And once that has been used, Floor God, nice job though. Still, A-Gamer's keeping the pressure on to Stupid E-Girl if he can get the down over here. But Bow User is still running with the Signet. Good job coming out here from A-Gamers to really sustaining well. Now, Floor God's got to be a little more patient, especially running a Core Guard. A-Gamer goes down. Especially running a Core Guard. Very, very squishy. And it's very obvious when they've gone through their burst. And after they're done their burst, they're kind of nothing left. You know, after that burst and the Renewed Focus, it's game over for the Core Guard. They got to get that good pressure. They were able to get good pressure. And A-Gamer did try to take a little bit of that pressure off him by cleaving hard onto Stupid E-Girl. But it just didn't work. And keep in mind, Stupid E-Girl and Bow User are the top dogs right now in NA, in my opinion. One of the rising stars where Bow User's already been there. I don't know if you guys know Control Freak, but damn, are they monsters. Really, really dominant force. And they usually they're very proficient in Revenant and Firebrand. Bow User usually plays Firebrand. And Control Freak, Bountiful over here plays a lot of different classes. I very rarely see him on Core Guard, but he's in multi-classes very well. And Faux Shizzle, you guys all know him. Very good participant player as well. So we got the red team with their backs against the wall on this one. A lot of pressure. Now we got the blue team with a little bit of a cushion, knowing that they have that one game advantage. Sitting back in their spawn point. A-Gamer just sitting there waiting to face tank again. Trying to force them to use a lot of their utility on him if they can. Allowing Floor God to have them a little softer and open up on them a little harder. They are trying on Bow User really good. Floor God's got to be careful. Renewed Focus is still available to him. He's got that hammer going down. He's got to be careful with the symbols from control. He does go into the renewed focus. Bow User is getting low. Holy moly, that's 20%. Floor God trying to get the cleave, but Floor God ends up going down. Just not enough in the tank to get the push all the way to the end. But really, really impressive performance coming out of both of these individuals. Nice job from Floor God and A-Gamer. So it's going to be cute symbols that's going to be moving. Oh, is it cute symbols? Yeah, cute symbols that's going to be moving into the finals here. We are going to be having a game 3, but if there is no participants if the other participants have left, we're not going to be doing a game 3, guys. We're going to be pushing right into the finals. So let's see if Spacepen and Kodo are here. Yeah, Spacepen and Kodo are here. So we're doing the 3rd place match, guys. Kodo Space versus, why not? Let's see if they enter. If they don't enter, I'll give them a minute, guys. There's Kodo who's entered. Spacepen is not too far. It looks like the others have left, so I'm going to award these guys their 25 gold each. So thank you so much, sir. That's 25 gold for you. Yeah, does that work? Yeah. And then there's 25 gold for you. Kodo Space get the win. Moving to finals. So now finals is a best of 5. Let's see what the team name is. So it is actually going to be Time is a Leaf versus Cute Symbols. Here we go, boys. This is the finals, and I'm very curious to see how Lord of Failure and Demonoid have surprised me. They've taken out a lot of tough competition in their in this tournament so far, and this is going to be the biggest competition that they have. And if they're able to beat them here, man, wow, this says a lot about this duo over here coming out. Very, very curious. So this is going to be game 1. We got Stupid E-Girl still running. I believe it was sword staff. No, actually Mace Axe with sword shield. Running Grenth with Sage Amulet. Running the Herald, Corruption, and Invocation. And we got on this side Tools, Alchemy, and Hollowsmith. Running the rifle with Leadership and Demolisher. We'll take a look at Healer right after this. I'm very curious about this engage over here. Looks like they're trying to focus on Lord of Failure really well. Nice mitigation from Lord of Failure. Trying to get that healing turret. Nice CC coming out for him. Trying to get that counter pressure. Stupid E-Girl's in a little bit of trouble over here. Lord of Failure getting some good pressure. Nice counter both ways. Healer's staying right in the pocket there. Lord of Failure trying to get a little bit of distance. Goes into Photon Wall. Trying to get some good pressure onto Bow User. But Lord of Failure's in a little bit of trouble. He's far away from his healing turret. Healer's getting really low. He does have the shock wave. Goes into the Corona Burst. Now, Stupid E-Girl doesn't have Bow User still sitting really healthy. Finally goes into his healing mantra. Lord of Failure still really low. He finally does get the healing turret to proc. Healer is all by himself on the edge. He has used his renewed focus. He doesn't have much left in the tank over here. And it looks like he's going to end up going down. He does end up going down. Lord of Failure's not. I don't think he's going to be able to get that res. That's Control Freak and Bow User. Looks like they're going to be taking this one. Really good match coming out of both of these teams. But big hill to climb for Lord of Failure and Healer on this one. We got 250 gold going to the winner here and 100 gold going to second place. So we got 400 gold total giving out into this tournament. We've had 9 teams participating, so a total of about 18 participants. Really good turnout for this one. So I'm really happy. Thank you everybody for watching and everybody for participating. And it flowed really, really well, guys. There was no hiccups. There was no bumps. Usually I always say the first or second round is going to be a little bumpy, but the past month of tournaments have been bang, 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 one after the other, really quick. We started this tournament at 8:50. I think we're going to be able to complete this tournament in record time. We're going to be like in under an hour. We're going to complete this. So that's kudos to all the participants, just coming in really well, respecting all the rules, knowing what they are, not having any little hiccups or any bumps. So thank you again, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you like this kind of stuff, guys, click that follow, click that subscribe. So here we go into game 2. I don't think Lord of Failure made any changes. He's very, very steadfast on his build. Let's take a look at Demonoid over here, Valor, Honor, and Virtues. Now, when it comes down to the sustained game, I just don't think that the Core Guard has enough in the bank as the Bow User does, as the Firebrand. So it's like Lord of Failure's got that small little window, maybe the first 30 seconds of the match. If he's not able to get some good pressure down onto Control Freak, let's watch Bow User, Stupid E-Girl for this one. Nice damage onto Control Freak, Lord of Failure. Trying to get that Glint Elite, doesn't land it. Porting right back up for the big pressure. Trying to get that big Condi stack on top of him. Lots of burning onto Lord of Failure. He's finally able to cleanse that onto him, but again, he's just kind of waiting. Lord of Control Freak sitting in the pocket to restack. Lord of Failure kiting really well over here, but Stupid E-Girl's in a little bit of trouble over here. He's got to be careful. He's got 26 seconds left away from his heal, but Bow User's doing a really good job of sustaining. Nice pressure from Lord of Failure. Bow User's in a little bit of trouble, actually. Gone through all of his mantras. No healing turret or support mantra left, but now Control Freak, Lord of Failure kind of notices this. Bow User going down. Nice pressure from Control Freak to kind of keep the pressure off of him. Now, this is a big mistake coming out from the red team, allowing Bow User to completely re-sustain, focusing really hard onto E-Girl. Ooh, all that hard work down the drain. Very unfortunate. And now they're going right back onto E-Girl, but by this time, Bow User's at the top, completely re-sustained over here. Not very nice. And as you can see, as E-Girl has lost all their sustain, Bow User comes in just in the nick of time to do everything that she's run out of. Very unfortunate coming out from the red team, but really good job either way, and it's a best-of-5 series, so even if they lose this, they still have another chance, and it's not over yet. Bow User still under a lot of pressure. Healer doing a good job of resustaining. Let's take a look, but he's already gone through a lot of his cooldowns. The renewed focus is far from coming back. The Stupid E-Girl's in a little bit of trouble. Lord of Failure doesn't have any cooldowns, 6 seconds away from his healing turret. Really long match over here, guys. 10 seconds left in the map mechanic. There's no more healing involved. This is going to be really clutch. Lord of Failure's got to get full advantage out of this healing turret. They're focusing really hard onto Healer over here. This is going to be dangerous. Healer goes down. This doesn't look good. Bow User's really low. This is going to come down to Lord of Failure and how clutch he can be over here. He's trying to go for the big DPS onto Bow User as fast as he can. He gets Glint Deleted right into the AoE. Doesn't look good. He ends up going down. We're going to be going into a game 3, guys. This is a best-of-5. $2-0 for cute symbols. Best-of-5 series, guys. And that was a really impressive performance coming out of the red team. They were able to sustain all the way till the end, and if they were able to notice Bow User running out of all his mantras and all his tombs and focused on him, I think there would have been a much different outcome over there. They completely, maybe they thought in their brain, you know what, Bow User's gone, this is our chance to take full advantage of Control Freak. But Control Freak had a lot of sustain left. They ended up wasting all their time on their sustain. Oh, that was very unfortunate. I would have liked to see them get that win. Let's see if they can do it again here. They've got 2 matches in, a lot of practice. Now let's see how they counter over here. Both the first match wasn't the greatest. Second match got really well. Let's see if they can get the win. Come on, red team. And no offense to the blue team, they're just the overlords over here. So I'm always going for the underdogs. Ace AoE on the ramp, trying to force them to it, which they did. Forcing a lot of Aegis. Nice pull. Trying to get that big cleave onto Lord of Failure. Nice port. Well, very interesting port. Tries to get the glint elite. Doesn't connect on either of them. Lord of Failure's got to get some counter pressure over here. Boyus is doing a really good job. Let's take a look at his cooldowns, being a lot more patient. He's actually kited down to the bottom, leaving Control Freak up there to fend for herself. Lord of Failure's actually in a little bit of trouble. Stupid E-Girl's trying to kite away, but he's actually chasing Lord of Failure, excuse me. Healer's trying to get back to him, gets him in the shockwave. Nice CC stain to get that little bit of distance that he needs. Turns into the Photon Blitz, trying to get the pressure onto him. Good sustain out of both of these guys. Healer and Lord of Failure doing a magnificent job. E-Girl's in a little bit of trouble here. Nice pressure coming out from him, but Lord of Failure ends up dropping. Looks like he's going for the res. He does get the Signet. Beautiful job by Healer, but nice counter pressure again. But E-Girl not able to get the down on him. Lord of Failure is just hanging on by a thread over here. Healer trying to do everything he can. He goes for the renewed focus, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. Nice pressure, nice down, and that's going to be Stupid E-Girl and Bow User that get the win. So it's Lord of Failure with 50 gold, sir. And those are our winners, guys. Those are our winners for today. That's Control Freak and Bow User. Oh, where did Healer go? There you are. Send mail to Healer. You will get 50 gold as well, sir. Thank you so much for joining. And Bow User and Control Freak, I'll send Control. I'll just send you the 250, and then you can split that with Bow if you don't mind. And once again, guys, thank you so much for coming out and joining us. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm going to send you over to Muckluck. Really good streamer. He's been streaming for a very long time. Really nice dude. Give him a big hello when you see him. And thanks so much for joining me, guys. Really, 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 really. Okay, Eagle, I'm going to send it over to Bo, and then he'll just send it to you. Thanks so much again for coming, Control Freak. I really do appreciate it. I love watching you guys in action. And it's really good for the viewers out there considering playing Firebrand or Revenant. Thanks again. Always, always, always a pleasure. I'll see you guys on Monday. We're doing a Fashion Wars. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow when we do our World v World. Thanks so much, Lanzov. Elos, thanks so much for coming out, man. Tomorrow's World v World, and Monday is going to be our Fashion Wars. I'm not sure if we're going to do a cosplay or just a regular. Yeah, it's probably going to be just a regular Fashion Wars, or maybe even a mount off if I can get my mount in time. So thanks so much, guys. I'm going to send you off to Muckluck. Have a great day. I really enjoyed it today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good one.